The one in the cap lights up. He's a cop. The fifth I've counted in as many minutes.
Come on, Holmes. Go for it. Take the cash so we can wrap this up.
The cop about to make the buy is even easier to make. Except to his dealer. It's a complex setup for a small-time bust. But behind it is a very simple logic. Even the smallest route leads back to the tree.
That's it. Real good. Now just give our boy his stuff.
Squeeze the little man to find the big man. Simple in theory, but more difficult in practice. Success requires initiative.
All right, he's made the sale! Now!
Energy and zeal.
Move it! Move it! Don't let him!
Don't move!
Freeze! Freeze!
Have to move fast. If I'm going to scoop the little man out of their net.
Holy!
It's him! It's that man-bat again! But where's he? He's taking him up top the marquee!
Into the theater! Find a ladder in there! The rest of you, cover the marquee!
The drugs, where do you get them?
What? The drugs?
Come on! Get that ladder in place! Brace it! Hurry!
Who's your supplier?
Both of you up there! Freeze! You're under arrest!
Hey man, let go! Them cops are gonna shoot!
Who? Squeeze the little man.
All right, man. I get it from the fish.
To find the big one.
Wilson! Stein! Get up there and find out what those two are doing! You keep him covered while he...
Hey! There's one of them, Sergeant Court! Yeah! But what happened to the other one? The dealer?
Cops are gonna love me after I do them a favor and stick that.
Yeah! Don't worry about it! Just climb that ladder!
What the?
Here, I'm done with him. Your turn now!
Wilson, what?
Get him off of me! Oh, jeez!
You two okay?
The vigilante! Where'd he... Gone, Sergeant Court. I saw something dark, moving fast up the wall, into the shadows. And you didn't nail him? No, sir. I couldn't. But at least we got the dealer. And now we can squeeze him to talk, like you said. Spill the name of his supplier.
The logic works for a man operating outside the law. But for a cop? Sergeant Court, I'll have to remember him and his attitude.
Bad for the morale of the force, Captain Gordon. And we've got to stop it once and for all.
Another argument. Not what I need at the end of a long day. Quickly turning into the start of a longer night. I should be home, with Barbara and the child. But duty calls, as it too often does. I might suggest the opposite, Sergeant Court, that this Batman is actually good for morale. It doesn't hurt, for some of the men at least, to know we're not out there on the streets alone. He casts a dark shadow, this Max Court.
Maybe for some of the weaker men, Captain. But real cops have pride.
Not madness exactly, but definitely obsession.
And real cops shouldn't have that pride stripped away and have their noses rubbed in it by some vigilante who's twice the criminal as the scum he's stealing from us.
Stealing from us?
You know what I mean, Captain.
Actually, I'm afraid I don't, Sergeant Court. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for a TV show of all things. Hot lights, but no yawning allowed.
And did you receive your minor wound before or after you went to the movies, sir?
About an hour before, Alfred.
Good evening.
Busy.
Tonight's topic of discussion is the Batman, Savior or Scourge. With me here in studio are our guests, Gotham Mayor Wilson Klass, Police Captain James Gordon, and prominent psychiatrist Dr. Hugo Strange. Let's start with you, Mr. Mayor. What are your feelings about this bizarre new bat-clad vigilante?
Well, Judd, my position is firm and clear.
A TV show, the last place a cop is needed. Might as well be in church.
Although there are those who perceive this figure as a kind of dark godsend, who fights fire with fire, My responsibility is to put all the fires out. In Gotham, no one is above the law. Besides, what do we really know about this shadow entity?
Dr. Strange, perhaps that falls into your area of expertise. What do we know about this Batman?
Well, psychologically speaking, I should say he is extremely obsessed. And he craves individual power, indicating a paranoid mistrust of others.
An expert.
Shall I switch it off, sir?
Free analysis, Alfred. No.
Let's take the obsession first, Dr. Strange.
Obsessed with what? Dressing up like a bat? Stopping criminals? Making the police appear foolish and inept?
He does not make the police appear...
Forgive me, Captain Gordon, but my question was addressed to Dr. Strange. Obsessed with what, Doctor?
his turf, and he knows it damned well.
Obsessed with all of it, I should say, and a lot more. Obsessed with the night, with darkness, perhaps obsessed with vengeance. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he or a loved one proved to be a victim of crime. A crime committed in darkness. Indeed, the very genesis of this tormented figure might well be traced back to the traumatic events of a single key night. A night that haunts him, and may well haunt him forever.
Sir, are you sure you should...
I said leave it on, Alfred.
Be that as it may, Doctor. And at this point, there's hardly proof.
You also mentioned obsession with individual power. Why?
Well, that's obvious. He hasn't chosen to join the police force, has he? He's a rogue who acts alone.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the curious part, the fascinating aspect.
The man's a pompous ass. How can anyone even listen to him? Why am I here?
He does not wish to share his victories and accomplishments, yet he insists on remaining anonymous. You see, he craves fame, wants to be a star, but not as himself, only as this fictional construct, the Batman. This, of course, indicates both schizophrenia and a split personality.
No.
Sir?
Nothing.
Have you ever considered that his anonymity is utilitarian and necessary?
He can't do what he does without the disguise. He couldn't operate without anonymity. He'd be arrested immediately. He might suffer reprisals.
Yes.
Quite so, Captain. But the form of his disguise suggests anything but utilitarian motive. Just look at the image he's chosen. The iconography of a hideous, filthy night creature like the bat. Clearly, he exults in the dark power of this terrifying apparition too.
Oh, for pity's sake. He just wants to scare the pants off criminals.
Forgive me, Captain Gordon, but it almost sounds as if you're apologizing for this vigilante, perhaps even defending him. Is that really your intent?
Well, No, of course not. If he breaks laws, he must be brought to justice. Just like anyone else.
I just don't like getting bogged down in useless and irrelevant psychobabble, that's all.
Gordon knows. Gordon understands.
Ahem. Captain Gordon here is a very pragmatic, no-nonsense cop, and he gets results. Which is why I'm now pleased to announce the formation of a new top-priority vigilante task force to put a stop to this man-bat once and for all.
What is he?
With Captain Gordon here as its commander.
Task force? Me? So that's why I'm appearing on this show with him, instead of the acting commissioner.
No, not him. Not Gordon.
Well, this is news, Mr. Mayor.
And I must say you've certainly chosen a very public forum in which to deliver your announcement.
Not the only one who understands.
On the other hand, Judd, this psychological profile business may also have some merit. Indeed, I don't mind saying I'm impressed by Dr. Strange's insights, since it is also my opinion that this Batman is some sort of dark and deranged
power freak. And on that note, I'm afraid we're out of time. So I'd just like to thank our guests and say good night and a better tomorrow.
I'll be in the cave, Alfred.
About this task force, Mr. Mayor.
Brilliant idea. Hey, Gordon. and announced with maximum publicity. You can start picking your men tomorrow.
But
Dr. Strange, if I could have a moment? I really did like your observations, Doctor. In fact, I'd like to explore the possibility of you serving as a consultant to the task force.
Well now.
Strange is buying it, eating it up, and if he could figure out who the Batman might be. God, he saved my child. He saved me. He's more effective than 50 cops on the street. What do I do? Even if I could stop him, how could I?
Why did he get to me? Because some of what he said may be somewhat true? No, just a modern witch doctor on a TV screen, and I have other things to worry about. Like getting this car to run harder and faster than any other machine in Gotham. But was it true? Must I act alone? Is my ego that huge? My obsession that great? What would it take for me to trust someone? And who could I trust?
What I need is a man I can trust, but not have a lot of faith in. A good man, but a man who's not all that good. A straight cop, a clean cop, and a tough cop. A real go-getter, but one who doesn't necessarily get any place. Dedicated, but strictly by the clumsy book. Sergeant Court, how are you feeling about the Batman today?
The Batman? I want to bust him. That's how I feel.
Then report to my office in 5 minutes.
Huh?
Yes. I think I've just found the perfect man. You're being tapped, Sergeant Maxwell Court, to serve as second in command on the new vigilante task force.
Yeah? Yeah! Great!
Blinded by a gut full of personal hate, and none too bright in the first place.
Then you find the consultant fee satisfactory, Dr. Strange?
To the contrary, Mr. Mayor, it's a profound insult, but I wholeheartedly accept.
I don't.
The Batman, quite frankly, fascinates me. His case history, once it's been learned, could no doubt fill a book. A book all the more spectacular if I'm the one who writes it.
You're accepting the consultant's job just so you can write a book?
Not at all, Mr. Mayor. We were discussing figures, and the potential for a book is simply added incentive. But the Batman himself, his psyche, is almost an obsession with me. I look upon this opportunity as busman's holiday, a fascinating, stimulating exercise. Furthermore, being chosen out of all the psychoanalysts in Gotham will hardly damage my reputation or name recognition.
Well then, welcome aboard. Now, I realize you and Captain Gordon may not see eye to eye, but he's a good man. If you could just meet with him to discuss your theories.
Diagnoses, Mr. Mayor, not theories. And before I venture any further deductions, I must first insist on full access to all police files, everything known about the vigilantes' tactics, methods, and times and places of activity, as well as generalized citywide data against which to correlate my hypotheses and diagnoses. I'll leave a list with your secretary.
Yes, I think that can all be arranged.
And one last thing, Mr. Mayor. I report directly to you, and not to Gordon.
Want you to prepare a list of 10 plainclothes officers for my approval, Sergeant Court.
That's it? That's all you want me to do?
A task force can't do much of anything, Max, until it's been formed, now can it?
All right, you'll get your list.
The mayor's office wants everything on the Batman, Captain, and a list of Gotham crime victims.
You mean every victim of every crime in...
Not every. No, sir. Just muggings and murders. I think it's for that shrink, Hugo Strange.
And Strange has already zeroed in on every victim of mugging or murder?
Yes, sir. Every victim in the last 5 years.
At least he's underestimated the extent of the Batman's obsession. A lifetime obsession. They can tell Strange he'll have it by tomorrow. And he's also underestimated the time necessary to prepare. In a mere 5 years, no man could become what the Batman is.
And don't forget everything on the Bat Vigilante, Captain. All 19 alleged sightings to date, including last night.
Everything, yes. All the facts, but nothing of my suspicions. Dear God, how have I come to this time and place? And in the end, if I'm not above the law, is he?
Sir, you said you plan to go fishing. I thought you might like to know. It's dark now.
Dark. Yes, Alfred! Dark forever.
And if he isn't, then what is he?
He's a nightmare, I tell you. He got one of our street dealers last night.
So what? Streets full of punks. We'll get another.
So what? So what if the punk talked, Fish? That's what so what?
So if the punk talked, the bad guy comes here, to this. Time we cleaned the streets of them vigilante lawbreakers anyway.
Car still isn't ready. Good thing there's a lot of wind.
Should have picked a calmer night. Except it's the night that picks me.
Yeah, but what about the cops, Fish? What if the punk dealer talked to them, too?
The cops are in our pockets.
Not this new guy, not Gordon.
So he's new merchandise. So pay premium price.
I'm saying he ain't for sale, Fish. Well, won't take a dime or a dollar. And he screens his men. There's guys like this real hard case, Max Court. Very ambitious. And he plays for keeps.
Where's Max Court? He was supposed to have that list on my desk by 5.
He just left, Captain Gordon. Said something about wanting to make sure of every name on the list, wanting to test them.
All right, this is a dry run that may get wet. 3 unmarked cars will get us to the theater nice and quiet. Remember, boys, this is only a dress rehearsal, but play it like opening night.
He's fascinating, you know. Plays by none of the rules, acting when he wants and how he wants. Clearly disdains authority. Acts as judge, jury, and executioner. Except he never kills, never executes, even seems to deliberately avoid killing. So he's probably someone related to a murder victim and not himself a mere mugging victim. Or perhaps, yes, perhaps a mugging that escalated to murder. And the victim was clearly a loved one. Probably his wife, perhaps a son or daughter. But given his apparent age, any children would probably be too young to make good mugging targets. A wife, then. A dearly beloved wife, lost to the night in terror and pain. What else would make a man risk death, time, and again, wearing something like this? Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. A mammal that flies.
The warehouse is just ahead now. Time to begin my descent.
Look at him go, man. Pedal to the floor straight to the warehouse.
Yeah, and we're getting awful close.
I say we gotta do something, but what? This court is a major league ball breaker.
Can you make it on a cop's salary alone?
Not the way I'm living now.
Then we gotta do something. At least warn them.
You hear that, Fish? Told you our pockets got a hole?
Maybe, but only a small one. At least they're giving us a warning. Time to get out of here.
Siren. What I was afraid of. The dealer talked to the police too, but I didn't expect a raid this early. Didn't think Gordon was that stupid.
So much for the undercover angle. Which car did it come from?
Middle one, Court, O'Shane and his pals.
Figures. I wasn't sure about him, but I suspected.
They expected trouble.
It's him! The bad guy!
Have to move fast. Take them out before they nail me.
Stop shooting, you moron! At least until you can see him.
The lights! Somebody douse the lights!
Stay cool.
And before Gordon gets here.
There he is!
He's too good a man to risk getting hurt by the likes of these.
Freeze! And say bye-bye, freak!
The Fish.
You're on the take, O'Shane! Your siren proved it!
No, don't!
You're out before you're even in! All 4 of you! Keegan and Lane, keep a watch on that garbage! The rest of you, let's move!
But Max, there's only 5 of us now.
Against 3 or 4 fat cat pushers! You don't like those odds! You don't belong on the force! Let alone on a special team!
Concentrate on the gun. Only the gun.
Jeez, Max, I mean, are we ready to face the Batman?
This is only a dry run for that. To flush out scum like O'Shane and maybe cowards like you. The Batman ain't even here! He comes later! Now! Up those stairs!
The gun. Dive and twist. Now!
Gunshot!
Come on!
He thinks I'm hit. Heading for the rear door. Through the window. Cut him off outside.
Police! Freeze!
It's not Gordon.
It is the Batman! He is here?
Should have known Gordon wouldn't be so.
Take him down!
Stupid. No! The fish! He'll get away!
And the dawn shall find you new, relieved of burdens.
Fan out, and be careful. He sometimes uses weapons.
The one from last night. Stupid, yes, but not dumb. That makes him dangerous. And since he's willing to shoot, he's right about the weapons. Like this one.
Look out!
Smoke bomb!
Yes, I can understand the compulsion. The tight fit of the costume. Yeah! Its symbolism, it must make him feel hellishly strong. Kaya! And there's a thrill in it. A definite dark thrill. An almost shamanic power. Releasing all inhibition, making him feel omnipotent.
A mess. The fish is gone, and I'm fighting cops. After a disaster like this, nothing to do but cut and run. And think. Find some way to come to terms with the police.
You're mine now!
Nothing is yours, because you already let the big one get away.
Stay down, Max! I've got him!
Like hell.
Yeah!
But still a mess. Hang glider's no good for getting back. Wind's all wrong. And walking is a waste. Need those wheels.
He was right, Max. I saw the fish going out the back
Shut up! Resisting arrest, assaulting cops. He's dead meat, you hear? That Batman is dead meat!
Oh, he's a killer, this Batman! A killer who doesn't kill! Free to run rampant through the deep secret darkness, making red love to the night itself. Oh, how I envy him! Oh, how I hate him!
Terrible night. The fish got away. I made a hard enemy in that cop Max court. The wind was all wrong for the return trip. The hang glider was useless. And I had to walk all the way home. Need rest. Need a plan. And I need that car.
Yes! The dark thrill conferred by the costume, the freedom and power of frightening anonymity, almost omnipotence. I can see why he... the wind! No! Almost fell. I can share his mind. But not his body. I can know how it feels to be the Batman psychologically, but not physically. God, how I envy him. How I hate him. And you, what are you looking at? You think it's funny? You enjoy seeing me humiliated? You think I'm not as good as the real Batman? Stop staring at me! Stop laughing! The feel of violence. The sharp pain of a struck blow. I wonder, when he smashes their faces, when he mixes his blood with theirs, does he feel it? Probably not.
Feel exhausted. Need something hot in my belly.
I saw you through the window, sir. Will first aid be required?
Not this time, Alfred. I was lucky tonight, on that score.
Then, aside from the absence of mortal wounds, was it a bad night?
A disaster. I can't go on like this, Alfred. Not against the criminals and the police. I've got to find a way to make playing this game less draining.
Then I shall refrain from saying I told you so, sir, and instead present the day's mail. First, the usual invitations.
Trash them. My nights are booked.
Including one from the mayor, a small dinner party.
That one you can accept.
I've already taken the liberty of doing so, sir, and in the process of confirming with the mayor's personal secretary, I happen to divine that one of the other guests will be a certain Dr. Hugo Strange.
So tell me, Dr. Strange, just how will you use the media to crack the Batman?
Through his ego, Mr. Mayor. I plan to employ a gradually escalating media mind game to get under his psyche skin. The man, you see, is quite obviously vain and narcissistic.
You don't like the wine, Mr. Wayne?
The truth is, I like it too much. I'm still feeling the effects of last night's grape, I'm afraid. So it's water for me until midnight at the earliest.
You're incorrigible, Wayne. And don't get too close to him, Catherine.
Father.
I don't want my daughter becoming another conquest.
I assure you, sir, we were just...
Yes, but tell me, Wayne. How do you feel about this vigilante running amok through the Gotham night?
Me? Well, I'm afraid I find the subject alien, Mr. Mayor, inasmuch as I devote the night to other pursuits. Besides, I understand Dr. Strange here is the expert on matters bat-related.
Quite. But don't think he doesn't derive the same pleasure from the night that we all do, Mr. Wayne. In fact, I'd say the darkness provides a certain ecstasy for him, something he craves with primal urgency. The difference is, he derives his pleasure from violence rather than love.
Assuming you're right, Dr. Strange, and I do wonder how you could know. The man sounds rather twisted.
Because he dares to do something about the crime eating Gotham alive?
Well...
Because he doesn't spend his nights carousing or attending elegant dinner parties?
Catherine!
Maybe this Batman is an outlaw technically, but he's certainly more of a man than anyone in this room.
I suppose that depends on how you measure a man.
By his deeds.
Your attitude intrigues me, Catherine. Even impresses me with its unflinching if misguided moral authority. Perhaps we could discuss it further at some time in the future?
And perhaps it's too late for words, Doctor.
All right, now just tell us what you saw.
I seen an entity! That's what I saw!
A what?
You coppers can't fool me, 'cause I seen him with my own eyes! You claim he's just a normal guy in a suit, a vigilante, but he ain't! He's a trans-dimensional elemental humanoid type!
What?
Something related to poltergeists and gnomes, maybe even demons! Something that slipped through the paradimensional seam when somebody on this level here was dreaming too hard and let him in. Yeah, that's it.
All right, next witness. Get this kumquat out of here.
It's the truth! And now even quantum physics proves it. That ain't no suit. His wings are real and I seen him fly down on them. He really is a Batman.
Speaking of wings, Sergeant Court, we found this thing on a rooftop about a block from your warehouse bus the other night.
My God, this is great! That's his! It belongs to him! Get it over to the lab guys right away. I want to know what it's made of, where the materials were bought, how much they cost, everything. And make sure a copy of the full report gets to Dr. Hugo Strange. We're closing in, guys! And sooner or later, we're gonna nail that bat scum. I can feel it!
Maybe Max Court wasn't the perfect choice. He's even more hyper than I realized, and he truly hates the Batman. It's becoming a crusade for him, and fanatics are dangerous. Worst of all, linked with Hugo Strange. His brawn and energy will have a brain.
They think I'm his partner? Never.
The one crime the Batman can never stop, Dr. Hugo Strange stated today, is the one that started him. What that crime may have been is unknown, but the famed psychiatrist believes it holds the key to the Dark Vigilante's true identity. Dr. Strange speculates. In all probability, it was a crime of extreme violence. I'm certain blood was involved, which was committed in darkness. Consultant to the Mayor's Vigilante Task Force, Strange has unique access to police data and feels confident he can identify the catalytic crime and thereby the resulting man himself. Up next, the new cat burglar, now two creatures of the night prowl Gotham.
As far as escalating media mind games go, it's not bad. But I can't afford to let it get under my psyche skin. Tonight I've got a bigger fish to fry. Although in the end, Hugo Strange may prove to be the real shark.
Putting in some overtime tonight, Sergeant Court?
You might say that, Captain Gordon. The warrant for Manny, the fish Cardona, finally came down.
A lot of hardware for one lonely dope pusher. You expecting to run into someone else?
Let's just say we want to be ready for anything, Captain. If the Vigilante has the same idea about hauling in Cardona, we'll be way.
Whatever crimes the Batman may or may not have committed, none are capital, Sergeant Court. No shooting. I can almost feel the steam from his ears.
Come on, men, let's roll.
Don't worry, Gordon. They won't run into me or the fish.
Well?
He's in hiding. Hasn't been to his home since your men interfered at the warehouse. No one has.
They interfered?
If I'd been left alone, Manny, the fish would be in your jail right now.
Or you might be dead. Instead of keeping round-the-clock surveillance on Cardona's house.
No surveillance. I planted a recorder inside. The tape's blank, not so much as the jiggle of a doorknob.
You're something, you are.
You don't approve.
Of you breaking and entering, or of me being in this hot seat? Don't think I'm kidding. My job's on the line with this task force. And I won't lose it.
That's the last thing I want.
All right, so we both want to clean up Gotham. But you're going about it the wrong way.
You really believe that, Gordon?
That you're breaking the law? Of course, but damn it, you work.
Then you'll play it out? Help me come to terms with the police and the mayor?
Strange is getting close, you know. I'll need some way to contact you, wherever you might be. Something that'll work at night. Something like a signal.
Go! Chuck and Dunn! Around the back! Now! The rest of us hit the front! Police! Nobody move!
Looks deserted, Max.
No one in the back, Max.
Second floor's clear, too.
Ask me. Cardona ain't been here in days.
All right. So we set up camp right here in the house. And wait for the one we really want anyway.
Maybe! I heard of some guy called Cardona, but I really don't know him.
Ever hang from a lamppost?
All right! You didn't hear it from me, but he's holed up in an apartment above the Skyline Bar on Comstock.
Good news, you don't hang. And if they don't go on strike, you're scheduled for pickup on Tuesday.
So then I says to her, don't you get it? And then Susie dropped the omelet on Ray's foot. Ain't that a scream, honey? But Janet, she didn't even crack a...
Stay here and keep quiet. Yeah! Where the hell?
Behind the whale.
Come on and bleed, freak! Ooh.
The whale has been beached, and now he needs his pants.
Tell them. The Catwoman is nobody's partner.
No Manny the Fish and no Bat Vigilante, Max. Lousy way to spend a wasted night. It stinks. Either the Vigilante knew the fish wouldn't be here, or he knew we would be.
Here's another angle, Max. He didn't have to wait for a warrant. Maybe he was here the night before us. Maybe the fish is already dead and dumped in the river.
Maybe, but I doubt it. In fact, I'm beginning to think the Vigilante was tipped off.
Let him hog the headlines. This is a front page I can live with.
He ain't some supernatural creature. So if he seems like one, it only means he's getting inside help. Batsuit and bat glider or not, no one pulls off the...
Now.
Impossible!
A peace offering. We're on the same side.
It's him! Both of them!
You're under arrest! Damn it!
No, Max! Gordon said no shooting! Don't, Max! Blast him!
The roof! He's probably long gone, but get up to the roof anyway!
Cancel the rest of the day's sessions, Florence, and get the mayor on the phone. Mr. Mayor? Oh, I wanted to speak to the mayor personal. Yes, I realize he's a busy man. But right now, I'm busy on the most important matter ever to face this city. So you just tell the mayor, I need those requested police records now. I'm close to a solution here, but the records provided are incomplete. I was assured full access, and I demand nothing less.
Why do the coppers want this up here?
Maybe they're expecting an air raid.
From the looks of that gargoyle over there, they already had one.
It works, but I can't risk leaving it on longer than 30 seconds or so. I just hope to heaven he saw it.
What was that? What did Gordon put on that beacon?
No way to see from this angle, Max. Sorry, but this was the only room I could get with any view on the station roof.
Why'd he shine it up into the sky? What's he trying to... The vigilante!
You signal, Jim?
As far as you're concerned, I made a bad mistake in drafting Max Corp for the task force.
So I noticed. My peace offering didn't work.
It only made things worse, as you should have known it would. A cop with his pride? Were you trying to taunt him?
I was being what I am.
What you are is a prime target for Max Court. And don't make the mistake of selling him short as I did. He's dangerous. Maybe verging on the psychotic.
Gordon's the one! All along, it's been Gordon.
He hates you with all the guts he's got. And that's saying something. He's also getting suspicious that you're being tipped off.
Anything else?
Yes, plenty. The whole thing is coming apart. Hugo Strange is in bed with the mayor. Worse than that, he's definitely on the right track. And asking for all the right info to reach the finish line.
Any suggestions?
None. And this may have been the last warning I can give you.
Strange may be getting closer to me in more ways than one.
A bad night, and likely to get worse.
He's leaving.
Not that he's really getting under my psyche's skin, but his media campaign of psychological warfare is hampering my work.
To see what he left behind in his files. Requests for police records from Hugo Strange and the unreleased records to fill the requests.
He's already turning the public against me. Even Gordon is now questioning my motives and methods. And if I lose Gordon, it may all be over.
What the? A signal. A freaking signal. Gordon's not just tipping him off. He's shielding him.
A considerable improvement, my dear, and certainly better than losing your head again, eh? Heh heh heh. But as I was saying, these are difficult times indeed, when even the mayor's daughter rises to the defense of such a vile... Just a moment. Quickly, my dear. Coming! Coming! Now just keep quiet in there. Oops. There. Yes?
I'm Sergeant Max Court, second in command of the Vigilante Task Force. Not interrupting something, am I? I heard voices.
No. I just like to think out loud. Come in, Sergeant.
2 glasses. You sure you don't have company, Dr. Strange?
Oh, I always pour myself 2. Saves me the trouble of getting up later. But help yourself, Sergeant, and tell me what brings you here.
These police records you requested. Thought I'd better deliver them personally.
It's about time. I realize the police department is a hidebound bureaucracy, but...
The department ain't that inefficient, Doc. Those reports have been held back. Suppressed by Captain James Gordon, head of the task force.
Are you serious?
Never more so. But with your connections to the mayor, we can bring Gordon down. Then nail the vigilante once and for all.
And perhaps secure yourself a promotion in the process, Sergeant?
There'll be a vacancy to fill, won't there? I've got ambitions.
Still, it'd be your word against Gordon's.
That mean you won't help?
On the contrary. It simply means I have a better idea. You're a big man, Sergeant Max Court, and I doubt you're afraid of the dog. Tell me, are you as strong and athletic as you look? And so, immediately following my remarks on the news broadcast, your father invited me to become a consultant for his newly formed vigilante task force. An obvious choice, of course, considering my preeminent position among Gotham's psychoanalysts. Indeed, I must say, Catherine, the only choice. I have, you see, already made significant progress toward uncovering the actual identity of the so-called Batman, and...
Please, Dr. Strange, my father's affairs as mayor do not concern me. Perhaps if we could talk about something else for a while?
Oh, I'm boring you, is that it? Our date is not going well, is that what you're trying to tell me?
If you want the truth, Doctor, I accepted this dinner date solely as a courtesy, and because you happen to be associated with my father.
Oh, really? And after your earlier defense of him, I suppose you'd prefer a night on the town with the Batman himself.
What I would prefer, Dr. Strange, is to be taken home.
Why, of all the rude, impertinent... Fine, little Miss Catherine, fine, for now.
Court, for you, line 3.
Yeah, this is Sergeant Max Court. Oh, it's you. Now? Hey, it's late and I was just on my way out. What? Oh, all right, be right over.
She thinks she snubbed me, but she's not the only fish to be had. Typical for her type. Repressed, terrified of attachments. Her type never gives me a chance because they know a man like me would pierce their armor. But why should I care? She was just a trifle, and the faithful Sergeant Court is on his way right now. Time to get back to my little obsessions anyway.
I can't function like this. Wary of every shadow, more concerned about the police than the ones I hunt. The situation is unworkable, a mess. Even the streets are getting smaller, closing in on me.
I hope this is about the better idea you claim to have. Just make it fast, Strange, 'cause I'm beat.
Oh? Then perhaps you'd like me to hypnotize you.
Huh? What for?
Why, just to help you relax, Sergeant. To refresh you.
I don't know. Never much liked the idea of that hypnotism stuff.
There are many misconceptions about hypnotism, but I assure you, it cannot force anyone to do anything counter to their true will, or which violates their basic morality.
I ain't afraid of that, it's just...
Oh, come, Max. Just lean back and get comfortable. It'll help you focus on what I wish to tell you, that's all. Now, just imagine a soft, pleasant light in the distance. Say the full moon on a warm summer's night. Just picture it in your mind and relax as you listen to the sound of my voice. Just my soft voice. And the moon.
Gordon is the key. I need to think, come up with a plan. Something Gordon would be willing to back, if it isn't already too late.
Are you still visualizing the moon, Max?
Yeah.
A peaceful sight, isn't it? Almost enchanted.
Yeah, big silver.
And are you relaxed now, Max? Able to concentrate better?
Yeah, feels good.
Excellent. Because we're getting close, Max. And you'll need to be in top shape. These police files you gave me, the ones Gordon tried to hold back. have been very helpful, Max, as have your own investigations, particularly the lab analysis of the retrieved Batwing harness. The struts are composed of newly developed lightweight plastic, custom-made and extremely expensive, Max.
Yeah?
Plus, the man has to sleep sometime, so it's unlikely he has a day job.
He's some rich guy.
Very good, Mac. But that's only one of the characteristics listed on the profile I've drawn up. There's much more to it. The Batman is an independently wealthy man over 20 and probably under 30 years of age, single, no doubt living alone, and probably a widower, his wife, a victim of brutal crime. He is also an accomplished athlete, at least on the collegiate or amateur level. There's just one problem, Max. The lack of any correlation between my profile and the police records of mugging and murder victims during the last 5 years. He's rich, Max, and he probably paid them off. Whatever brutal incident spawned the Batman, it's been expunged from the records. He's above the law, Max, and we must rise to the occasion, confront him on his level, fight fire, Max, with fire.
Yeah?
Gordon's helping him, Max, so I need your help. And you need mine. I've made something to help us, Max. Something to help you. Help me. He's the Knight, Max. The Batman is the Knight. And we've got to cleanse the Knight. Got to be the Scourge of Night.
Costume?
There's strength in costumes, Max. Dark power. Power enough to rid Gotham of the Batman. Forever.
But how do we find him?
I'll keep working on that, Max. But he'll come to us if we can discredit him. Prove he's nothing special. By cleansing the Knight in general, Max. By showing him up and breaking him down, psychologically, Max.
I don't...
Scourge the Knight, Max. Become more than him. Become our own myth. You can do it, Max. You can do it. You're refreshed. At your peak. With a purpose.
But the whole thing seems crazy, Doc.
But Max. The Batman is crazy, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm not the Batman.
Of course not. But if you just put your mind to it, you can be better. Now go, Max. Into the night.
Can't worry about it now. The night's getting darker.
Not tired at all. No sense going home. Not when I can take care of some business. The kind usually squashed by rules and regulations. Before Hugo Strange gave me the key, anyway. And after a quick stop at the precinct, I'm going to turn it.
I'll go to Gordon only when I have a plan. Or only when I have to. But right now, we're closed for the night.
Him! Kill the... Hey!
Punks, always looking for kicks. Until they get them.
Yeah, this'll do. This'll do real good.
The vigilantes work. Again.
Yo, Briscoe, what happened to that file on that bar, the skeleton's closet?
Cart took it.
Max Court? But he's working the vigilante task force now. What's the Batman got to do with the suspected arm smuggling case we got on the skeleton's closet?
Maybe Court's found himself a different vigilante to take on those creeps.
Get serious.
I am serious, and knowing Court, he'll find a way.
I'd offered to take on every man in the house. If this hellhole was good enough to pass for a house. And if there were any men in it!
My, who's he supposed to be?
Who knows? Maybe the Great Pumpkin, looking for Halloween. Or maybe the bad guy's boyfriend.
You! With the mouth!
Hey! You can't! He ain't real! Don't reach my
Word is, people looking to buy guns come here. Now when they leave here to pick up goods, where do they go? Where?
whoever it is, he's dead. Hey, buy yourself a clock before the next time you... What? Who? Dressed up like what? He busted up how many guys? You what? You gave him my address? I'll kill you. I'll rip your lungs out and strangle you with them. You slimy piece of the...
Selling unregistered guns ain't nice.
What the?
Especially when knives are so much quieter.
Think so? Then you're gonna hate this. The Batman! It's the freaking Bat!
Wrong, scum! It's the Night Scourge, and I am better than Batman!
Stop it! You're killing him!
What the? Oh my god.
New vigilante calling himself the Night Scourge struck twice in Gotham last night, first starting a brawl at the Skeleton's Closet, a so-called biker bar, then attacking a man in his own bedroom less than an hour later. Although the mayor and police commissioner have yet to comment, Dr. Hugo Strange, consultant to the mayor's vigilante task force, has called an early morning press conference where we take you now live.
Last night, the city of Gotham suffered a series of dangerous and unacceptable outrages: instigation to riot, assault and battery, coercion, illegal entry, arrests without warrants or due process of any kind, massive violations of civil rights across the board. As I have earlier and repeatedly predicted, this is what results from the perverted vigilante example of the so-called Batman. Absolute anarchy.
We cannot tolerate any further night scourges. It must stop. Indeed, if I were a twisted, tormented soul like the Batman, I would surrender myself to someone like me for immediate treatment, before any others get the idea of emulating his sick example.
One way or another, Master Bruce,
The Batman is a mad dog.
violence begets
Running wild in the streets.
violence.
He must be stopped. He must be
No. Can't take the bait. But now, even without a plan, I have to go to him.
Getting cold. Better shut it. He's so small and soft, so vulnerable. And soon the sirens will start. Can't let the night invade his peace.
Your child is healthy and well?
Yes, thanks to...
Don't say it. You don't owe me. I want your trust and help, but only if you feel I've earned it and deserve it.
You've earned my trust, and you deserve my help. But right now, all I can give you is the trust. I'm sorry, but I'm a cop first. This is our last meeting for now. Maybe forever if you can't stop this Night Scourge. The way you convinced me, now you'll have to do the same with the mayor. Maybe with the whole damn city.
Yes, the night calls.
It worked last night. I am better than him, but now I've got to prove it.
Should have known. Gordon can't help me now. Not without a plan.
There! It's him. Or, no, a woman. The cat burglar. Not quite the jackpot, but she'll do.
From the sounds, a big bash with lots of guests, lots of jewelry.
Why crash the party, babe, when we can throw down right up here?
Because you're not with the jewelry.
Felt like I blundered into a nasty fairy tale of bulls and bears. The stock market kicked my butt.
No.
Time to clean up the night, babe, and you're the filth.
The Night Scourge. It must be. Vigilante.
My God! Terrorists! Look out!
But am I really like him?
Then you and the woman, the cat burglar, you are partners. But it doesn't matter. I'll take you both down in the same night.
911! Call the police! On! No! Don't call the police! It's that bat guy! It's him!
Strange was was wrong. I'm not good enough. Not yet. I'm not the Batman.
He's good. Fast. The woman's still down, and he's already out of sight. But where?
I don't need your help.
She was playing dead, waiting for me. And now he'll get away.
But maybe you should become my partner. After all, you know you love the dark side. Sweet dreams.
So, whichever one of you's the Batman, you want to join the party for a drinky dink? Oops, not a man.
You are good enough, Max. You're better than him. He didn't beat you. After all, you had to face two of them, him and the woman, and you did well against them. Are you feeling relaxed again?
Yeah.
Good, because now it's time to shift our strategy to a new level. And I want you to wear a different costume, a very special one, just for this phase only. Here, Max, you've earned it.
Not a sound.
What the? Catherine? My God, Catherine, what happened to...
You ever want to see her again, Mr. Mayor? Call off your dogs. Gotham is mine.
Can't see. Can barely hear. Sounds like all the noises of hell. Shrieks and laughter. Booms and squawks. Alligators playing trombones. Like the party will never end.
She's gone! My daughter. Gone. Kidnapped from her own room by a sick monster. Katerine's gone, Gordon. God knows where, and I want her back. You hear me? I'm the mayor. I run this town, and I want her back. You hear me? So if your vigilante task force doesn't succeed in nailing that bat scum within 5 days, Captain Gordon, you are off the police force for life. Now get out and do it!
He's innocent. I know he is. But what can I do? It's a nightmare, all right. Maybe the only way to end it is to get Batman into the light to prove he didn't do it. No way to keep Max Court in the dark on this. So it's time to bite the bullet and spit it out. Sergeant Court, we have orders to bring in the Batman, using whatever means necessary.
No kidding. And here I figured that was the purpose of the task force in the first place. But just for you, I'll get right on it. Latest word on the Bat Freak, guys. Unofficial, you understand, but straight from the top.
Yeah? So what's the word, Max?
Shoot to kill.
Mom and Dad. A good movie. A shortcut. And the man with the gun. I've lived their deaths 1,000 times, and the dream is always the same. A nightmare giving birth to the other dream, equally dark. The dream of the bat. It will never end.
Now, how do you feel about me, sweet Catherine? Changed your mind about Dr. Hugo Strange now, haven't you?
You're no psychiatrist. You're mad, completely insane.
Stop laughing at me. That shut you up, didn't it? Ha! Women! You're all alike! No man's ever good enough for you, unless he's the high and mighty Batman. Well, I've got news! The Batman's about to fall!
It never ends. They don't even give you time enough to catch your breath. First, the cat burglar cold cocks me hard. And now they're shooting at me. They're cops. And they're shooting to kill. Does Gordon know about this? If he does, something big has happened. But what? No cover from the one behind me. Have to let him get close. You're a cop.
Yeah, and you're... done!
Madness. As bad as the nightmare. How can I stop the night scares when the police are everywhere? Every turn, I got it. How can they justify this? What has changed?
There he is! Nailed the stinking kidnapper!
Kidnapper?
Where did he... There, in the car. He's mine. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the one. The one who finds the bat.
Enough. Gotta shake them for good. Need food. And rest. In the cave.
I thought you said he came down this dead end. He did! Big as life! Thought he was out cold when we caught him on the roof.
Yeah? Well then, maybe he is some kind of bat demon. Some kind of supernatural creature that can just disappear.
Yeah, as supernatural as a sewer rat.
Oh, yeah! Well, even if he is normal, I ain't going down there after him.
3 blocks through that is far enough too.
Airplane's bulletin for the mysterious Batman vigilante. Now sought for the kidnapping of Miller Class's daughter, Catherine.
News is cold, man. Get some baselines on that box.
The cave can wait. Strange wants to wage his guerrilla war through the media, but it's time to take the battle home.
Like all women, you're insecure, my dear, with paranoid delusions of patriarchal oppression and a supreme jealousy of man's. My God, that stink! You! Here in my own apartment! Have you come to hit me, smash my face, spill my blood?
You need professional help, Strange.
Precisely why I entered the profession. Now tell me, whose blood was spilled to create you,
I didn't come here to discuss my origins or yours.
Then why did you feel a compulsion to enter the lion's den?
To tell you, I had nothing to do with the kidnapping. And I think you know it. I also think you're behind this Night Scourge who's making me look bad.
Denial and displacement of guilt. How banal.
The game's over, Strange. I want to know where Catherine is and who Night Scourge is. And you're going to tell me.
Oh, really? You think you're tough, huh? Such a big man? A Batman? Well, I've got my own bat, Big Man, and... What is that stench anyway? Guano?
To get to you, Strange, I had to wade through the sewers.
Shut up! Stop laughing at me! Nice catch, but a better hit.
What?
Mind warp. You see, I've been expecting you. That head was packed with an hallucinogen. And now it's in your head. Under controlled supervision, it's highly effective for breaking through emotional barriers. But in uncontrolled situations, of course, it can be a nightmare. What's that? You say it's already taking effect? Well, let me help it along. With a little extra kick! Good night, dear Batman, and sweet dreams.
No, not that way.
Mother! Father!
Mother? Father?
Aha!
Not this way. The other way. Other way. Other way. On.
Sergeant Maxwell Court? You go strange here, Maxie boy. Listen, I've just located the last piece of our prickly puzzle. Yes, Get me the police files on all double murders, husband and wife, going back 20 years.
Mother, Father, we can't go that way. There's danger. We've got to go this way.
Now, Bruce. The alleyway is faster, so stop being childish.
It's not funny. Stop laughing at me.
The dream is different this time. It's worse. Much worse. First, the double fall takes forever. Then, too much blood for 2 hearts. All of it slick, but thicker than quicksand. Sucking stronger, even as they struggle. Up and into him again. The man. The man with the pulsing gun. He's after me. After Bruce. Not that way. This way. But they're here too. Men with breathing guns. Around every corner. Mother! Father!
That's your turn.
No! One move and you're dead!
Mom and Dad. A good movie. A shortcut. And the head with the drug. The shortcut drug with the men. The movie men with the vibrating guns. But I'm Bruce, and I can't go that way. They depend on me. Mom and Dad, how could you bleed so much?
Come on, Bobby. Let's don't push our luck, man. Let's go!
All right. Let me just get the rest of these. Huh? Who the... Ah!
Bobby, what the... Oh my God, Bobby, what happened?
Better. I'm better. Better than him. Strange is right. And the moon is beautiful. Relaxing.
Another one last night. Worse than the others. But if the perp isn't a bat, Court's willing to sleep through it. Come to think of it, why is he so tired these days? It hasn't been working nights this week. At least not officially. Copies of the reports I've been withholding from Hugo Strange. Data on all known sightings of the Batman. Times and places. His methods. The few words he said. And files on husband and wife murders. Going back 20 years. My God. And that phone number scrawled across the top sheet.
Dr. Hugo Strange's office? May I help you?
No. The Court is helping Strange. Strange was supposed to operate through the mayor's office, but he's done an end run to Max Court to get his information. And more. Hard to imagine a worse scenario. The Night Scourge on a slaughter spree while the police declare open season on the Batman, with no way to stop it unless the mayor's daughter is found. Worst of all, now Court and Strange are onto something. And they know I've been holding back. Protecting the Batman.
Where?
And if the Batman goes down...
What?
I drown too.
Sorry if I woke you, Maxie boy, but our friend is in for a very big surprise. I just got back from setting it up. You see, that last list was just what I needed. Catherine and I spent half the night making tape recordings. He's as good as broken. What? What do you mean I'm not making sense? It's clear as a bell. Babbling? I'll have you know I'm a doctor of psychiatry. Yeah? Well, you just go on back to sleep, Sergeant Max Court. And take this in your ear. And you, Catherine. You did an excellent job. Very convincing. Of course, it probably had something to do with my baseball bat, but still, well done, dear.
Not blood, but water and sunlight. Morning. Is it over now? Or is this still part of the drug? Part of the nightmare?
Hey, it's him! The Bat Scum!
It is him! You looking for some poor punk to rip to pieces? Or maybe someone else to kidnap?
It is over, but it will never end.
And still no progress reported by the police in their search for the mysterious Batman, alleged kidnapper of the mayor's daughter.
He didn't do it. He's dark, but not that dark.
Barely escaped them. In the light. Exhausted. Starving. Still hungover from the drug. Bruised. Battered. Filthy. The light. All wrong. They weren't afraid of me. I was just a man to them. And a weakened man. There was no fear and no power. It doesn't work in the daylight. But the manor is cool and dim. Soothing. A haven. Sanctuary. A place to get help. But where's Alfred? Alfred? Alfred?
Alfred!
Unconscious, but alive. Someone was here, inside Wayne Manor. But who?
In the kitchen, son.
No.
It's all your fault, Bruce.
If you hadn't wanted to go to the movies that night, we'd still be alive.
We died so you could live. You should be ashamed, son.
No! No!
Did we tell you about the pain? The pain in the darkness? Like falling into a pit, son.
No!
It's terrible being dead, Bruce.
You can't be!
Worse than anyone can imagine. And it's all on your head. Because of you, Bruce, the worms are getting fat on us.
Who are you?
You can't hide from the guilt, Bruce.
Stop it!
We've decided you must be punished, son.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
We're going to haunt you forever.
It wasn't mine!
Master Bruce! Control yourselves! They're only man—
No! Leave me alone! The cave.
You killed us, Bruce.
Got to return to the cave.
Just as surely if you held the gun.
The only place I can be safe. The only place I can be sane.
How could you let us die, son?
The only place they can't get me. The cave! The bats. The darkness. What kind of man seeks solace in a place like this? Is Hugo Strange right about me? If I am mad, it's because everyone's against me. Strange, the media, the police, the mayor, the public, even Gordon, the whole city. I'm alone. In a dark cave of madness. Because my parents were murdered in the night by a man with a gun exploding fire and thunder. Again and again, and they're dead. But Hugo Strange made them live.
It's all
made
your
them
fault,
speak.
Bruce. If you'd done something in the alley that night, we'd still be alive. Because of you, the worms are getting fat on us.
Hugo Strange knows, and he can strike at me now. Through others, like Alfred.
Did we tell you about the pain? The pain in the darkness?
Can't let it happen again. Better the dream should die. The Batman should die. Then result in the spilling of innocent blood.
You should be ashamed, Bruce. And we've decided you must be punished. We're going to haunt you.
And, in 3 separate areas of Gotham last night, the mysterious new vigilante known as Night Scourge continued his savage rampage. Even though many of the victims are convicted felons, and all are at least suspected criminals. Police spokesman described the assaults as downright atrocities. Inspiration for the brutal attacks is being attributed to the Batman, currently sought for kidnapping of Mayor Wilson Class's daughter, Catherine. How long the present state of wanton lawlessness will continue, police are unable to predict.
Sir, don't you think it's time?
Not yet, Alfred. Just report the break-in. Tell the police about the mannequins. Everything. Covering it up could be worse. Say it must be some sick joke, but I'm out of town.
Very well, sir. But perhaps this cave is not the proper place for you to recover from.
This cave is the only place, Alfred. Leave me now.
Yes, sir. Please leave this time.
Strange is wrong about me. He must be wrong, and he's behind it all. The media attacks, the police turning against me, the new Night Scourge vigilante, even the kidnapping of the mayor's daughter. And it was Strange's voice on the tapes inside the mannequins, speaking as my father. Some other voice from my mother. Vaguely familiar, but it doesn't matter. Can't let him win. This cave must heal me. Can't let the dream die. It's a dream of what this place can someday become. More than mere haven or haunt. And what the Batman himself can become in such a place. Rational as well as supernatural. An entity equipped to confront any crime, any evil. A man as well as... The sounds again. The swirling chitter and rush, filling the vast cavern with 1,000 shadows made one. jagged shreds of darkness stirring in the gloom, soon to emerge into another day's end. Their echolocation isolating prey with uncanny precision, blackness swooping from blackness to feed in the vermin-infested night. Strange is wrong, and they're right. It's time to feed again, time to get well, and soon to hunt the dark for my own vermin.
One day left on the mayor's deadline. One day to find his daughter, or leave the force in disgrace. One day to save myself, my family, and the Batman. But Hugo Strange and Max Cord have secretly teamed up, and they know I've been protecting the Batman. Strange. The whole thing is strange. The way Max Cord's been acting lately. Distant, remote, almost constantly tired, as if he's spending his nights doing something other than sleeping. Something other than police work.
Gordon, one last appeal for one last chance. Will you do as I ask?
I'm listening.
Not reacting well, are we, dear Catherine, to the fact that Dr. Hugo Strange and the Batman are one and the same? Women, you're all so superficial, so willing to reject a man on the basis of his exterior shell, never even seeing the true man within. And in your case, Catherine, I imagine the shock must be extreme. Spurning me because you were infatuated with the Batman. Ha! Only to find the joke entirely on you, because now you can't have either of us.
You've heard me out, Gordon. Will you go through it?
Very well. A simple plan. The oldest in the book, and a perfect opportunity for betrayal. The perfect chance to bag the Batman and keep my job. Exactly what the mayor ordered. Only problem is, if I obey, he may never see his daughter again.
I'm glad to see you're eating again, sir, but it's now been 3 days. Don't you think it's time to...
I'm sorry, Alfred, for what happened up at the manor.
I know you won't, sir.
And I'm healed again, Alfred. I'm ready.
I knew you would be, sir. I dare say nothing in this city can stop you.
Well, Alfred...
It seems you've spent your time down here, sir, on more than healing.
Yes, I'm off, Alfred.
Indeed, sir. And Godspeed, for it's the devil you'll face tonight.
Shall I show you more, Catherine, of what you can never...
Strange!
You again? That you admit you're defeated? You've come to surrender?
How did you do it, Strange?
Why? Superior intellect, of course. But I must also admit, when someone's appearance is as stark as yours, that someone is easy to mimic, easy to frame.
Is the mayor's daughter still alive?
Oh, yes. Slightly bruised, but otherwise intact.
You had help, didn't you?
Typical of your ego, unable to accept defeat at the hands and mind of a single superior adversary. Oh, by the way, Batman, had any good dreams lately?
I never dream.
Oh, come, don't try to deny it. I know the sight of your dead mother and father must have...
My mother and father live in Paraguay.
You're lying! Because the mannequins must have affected you!
And you're quite mad, Dr. Strange. Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Have it your way. But at least you admit I conquered you. All that remains is to call the police. And...
Save your dime, Dr. Strange.
Then the Batman wasn't the kidnapper.
Of course not, officer.
I don't know, Captain. I'm still not so sure about him.
Get back! What is the meaning of this outrage?
Dr. Hugo Strange, you're under arrest.
You heard it all then?
Every word of a beautiful confession.
Still, since additional information can't hurt, here, from one of the few mannequins I didn't shatter.
No, I won. I can't lose. Not fair. I beat him. Beat the dark archetype.
Captain, the bedroom. I think it's the mayor's daughter.
My God, she's been here, right in Strange's apartment. Probably ever since she was kidnapped.
His mind didn't snap just now, Gordon. He's been mad all along, and I was just the trigger that set him off. But he still had help, which means it's not over yet. And you know who it is, don't you, Gordon? That's why you finally agreed to my plan.
He got away. Surprised me.
You'll never make it strange. He won't listen. Not now. The predator has become the prey, fleeing for the river. Sirens.
It's him! The Bat Vigilante! Court said shoot to kill!
Halt! Stop or we'll shoot!
They got him?
Yes. They thought he was me. But it's still not over, Gordon.
Get a spotlight on the water!
Whoever helped him, he's the Night Scourge. Who, Gordon? Who is he?
I don't know. Not for certain, but try Max Court.
Chop shop. Dozen stolen cars. And the suspect's address is a tenement in the Lower East Quarter. With scum like that, it figures.
Lost the first one to the police and the river. But not this one. He's stopping in the tunnel. But why here? Of course. Gordon was right. Max Court is the Night Scourge, and he's on the prowl.
Hunting for someone? Me too. Better. I'm better than him. Hugo Strange said so. I'm better than the Batman.
Prove it. Drop the blades, Court.
Who's Court? I'm the Night Scourge!
This is your last night.
No! You mocked me in front of my men! Sucker punched me!
First blood. Mine. And he wants more. His swords are too damned long. Blue sparks. Maybe a crooked rib. I've got to get rid of his swords. Preferably from a distance.
What?
Better.
Oh!
Much better. And the ribs are fine. Breathing normal. Now he'll have to... No. Not the swords again.
You're dead! You're already in the ground, like a wet bag of rotten...
We're even. Give him hell on your own now.
More than hell. But...
Strange was wrong. I'm not better than him. Not even as good. But I got away. I'm still free. I can still reach high ground. And nail him. Just need my gun. On high ground. And...
Not in the least.
High ground! And my gun! Any gun! Made it. I'm here. I can still do it. Still kill.
Who the... Kind of matches the description of, yeah, the Night Scourge. Freeze!
No! It's me! Max Court!
Hey, he is Court.
He's both. He's Max Court. And Max Court is the Night Scourge. He also abducted the mayor's daughter and framed me for the crime, as Captain James Gordon will confirm.
The Batman? Here?
Yes! and he's guilty. A vigilante! Shoot to kill! The moon! Big, silver, relaxed, better than him!
Car 23 to dispatcher. You hit the Batman. Body fell off the Trisector Bridge. Send divers and backup search crews.
Finish him off! You're cops! Kill him!
You were just shot?
No.
The man who framed him was shot, wearing a counterfeit bat costume. Dr. Hugo Strange. Put your guns away, men. I'll take full responsibility. The Batman is guilty of nothing, and the Night Scourge is hardly a threat at this.
I'll take that gun! You don't think so, Captain Gordon? You traitor! You helped him! You're bad for morale! You're a dead man! Oh!
They thought one was me, and the other the same.
And Batman was instrumental in the rescue of my daughter?
He's the one who led us to Strange, sir.
I see. Well, about this vigilante task force, Captain Gordon. While we certainly can't condone the actions of any vigilante, perhaps it might be more productive to concentrate our efforts on the real criminals.
I think I understand, Mr. Mayor.
And one last thing, Captain. Keep it up, and one of these days, you're liable to be appointed commissioner.
Drag the river. No sign of Strange's body. Looks like he's dead, washed out to sea.
Or just wounded, and on the run, or in hiding.
There is that possibility. Time will tell. But for now, the heat's off. You've made a good start in coming to terms with the police, and definitely with the mayor. But there'll always be cops who resent you, and I don't blame them.
Neither do I.
And there'll always be politicians dusting off the vigilante issue every election season. Them, I do blame.
So do I.
Still, play your cards right, and maybe we'll make it more open and permanent by painting a bat on this beacon.
Play your cards right, Captain, and never become a politician. I need you.
And this city, God help it, needs him.